ball. I don't know where to put my stuff. Guess what, everyone? It's the last full weekend of summer. Literally, the fall starts next Sunday on the equinox. It's also my last full weekend before I take off on a big, long 3-week road trip across the U.S. I want to break in some new gear for my newfound love of kayaking. First thing I got was this dry bag from Wise Owl Outfitters. I wanted a backpack that was definitely waterproof, not my computer bag. This has one of those shoulder straps, which I normally don't like, but I tried it. It's comfortable enough, I would say. It's gonna hold all the gear I want to bring with me during the cruise. First, I got one of those tripods that can wrap the legs around like different forms and stuff. Next thing I have in here is, of course, my boating seat, which is a memory foam type thing. It crams in here pretty good. This was definitely worth it. It felt great. It's kind of a heavy thing to carry around, but glad I got it. These flotation devices you put in the bow and stern, I had them with me last time. Last but not least, the kayak, an improvement I made to that. I've learned to get a garbage bag and wrap this thing before it goes in the van. Folks, these things get dirty. Even if you hose it off, sand just kept oozing out of it for like the past week. And there's only one more thing I'm waiting on, and that is a life jacket, a personal flotation device. You have to wear one per mass fishing game from September 15th to I think sometime in May. Today's September 14th, so I'm not legally required to have one right now. I do want one though. I have one coming in from Amazon in a couple of days. I do know how to swim, and this river we're gonna be boating today is about 4 feet deep. Anyway, this river is a beauty. I'll tell you guys about this. I think I may not have parked at the right place. I just walked through a tunnel. I felt like I was in Laos or Cambodia or something. Yeah, I guess the boat ramp we want is called Decker Boat Ramp, and there's a better parking spot other than the turn I went off into. It's hard to believe this is in the city of Pittsfield. This is just an absolutely gorgeous spot, one of the most beautiful places in the Berkshires. I'll be rowing a stretch of the Housatonic River today. From all the reviews I read, this launch right here in Decker Road and the stretch around it, both upstream and downstream, is the most beautiful part of the entire Housatonic River. I want to see for myself. Look how fast the current is going here. Yeah, this stretch right here is really beautiful. If I go upstream, Herman Melville's house is right up there, the guy that wrote Moby Dick. I might do that later in the day. You guys might also notice that I brought a gallon of water with me. Yeah, I'm not messing around with water when it comes to being out on a boat or anything like that. I also learned a better way to strap in my buoyancy bags that go in the bow and the stern of the kayak. I just use the rubber tubes used to inflate, wrap it around. It makes it all nice and secure. The scenery here is beautiful, but the current is no joke. So I'm gonna paddle upstream up towards Herman Melville's house. Yeah, this is not something I want to fight all the way back. One thing I keep missing with my camera here is capturing some of the crazy wildlife I see. There's a spider that walks across the water like Jesus. I saw one walk off the bank, across the water, into my kayak. I just had to flick it out. Crazy. I also saw a bird that looked like one of those dinosaurs out of Jurassic Park. Yeah, and there's some weird furry things crawling in and out of the mud almost everywhere I go. It is just so peaceful here, seeing all the wildlife. It's hard to believe I'm in Pittsfield. This is, without a doubt, the most scenic I've ever seen Pittsfield. There's even a beautiful white bird here. Looks like a great blue heron, except it's all white. Not sure what that would be. It's absolutely gorgeous, though. Look at this tributary we're about to come across. It's maybe 10 or 11 feet wide. I'm so tempted to try to go up it. Oh, I don't know, folks. I'm hearing something very rapid behind it. Wonder if there's a dam or... Let's see what's going on. Oh, heck yeah. There's a little dam I am not getting up that. This is still cute though. One thing I notice about this ORU, however it's pronounced, kayak, whenever I stop paddling, its natural orientation is for what I consider the bow in front of me to point and turn like where behind you was, you know what I mean? Which makes me think I have it fundamentally set up wrong, which is very possible. But regardless, this is a great spot right here. I'd love to come across like things like that, a little bit wider. I'm not sure there really are any on the Housatonic. Like, there's one major branch, I think further ahead, that you can join. Might be able to go up that. But the tide or whatever you call it, is very low right now. It's been a very dry summer here in the Berkshires. It has become so shallow right here. It's literally just to my wrist, so maybe 6 inches deep. I think this thing sits in the water only like 2 or 3 inches. It's very flat. The current is also getting stronger and stronger as the water level gets lower and lower. I am so glad that I decided to go upstream and not downstream today. That would have been super dumb. I think I'm about to encounter my first true challenge. By that, I might have to get my lazy ass out of the boat and walk. I don't want to do that. This channel right here is maybe 4 feet wide. All right, attempting to film this in a very precarious manner. That new tripod I brought, I was missing like a screw for tightening it, so it's useless. Anyway, I appear to be able to navigate that miraculously. I'd say it's maybe 6 feet between that log and the bank. Just deep enough. Oh man, I am battling the current, people. I am like barely moving forward at all. I also came upon a very windy stretch right here. This is gonna make my muscles sore. I rode upstream as far as I could. I mean, I was just like in fluid at a certain point, not making any progress. This part though, drifting all the way back, is just so peaceful. I've been rowing upstream for I think 3.5 hours. Not sure how long it's gonna take to go downstream, but just going with a flow like this, man, it's so cool. Except for when you encounter things like this, big logs. Yeah, there's some dodging and parrying you have to do on the way down. I thought I was just going with the flow, you know, drifting downstream, until I noticed I hadn't moved for about 30 minutes. I got caught in some kind of whirlpool. The leaves were going both left and right. I don't know exactly what causes that, but I thought it's like the great metaphor for life, you know? You're just trying to go with the flow and mind your own business, and you just get stuck. That is why I started van life in the first place. One of my favorite things about kayaking is meeting other people on the water. It's such an interesting way to meet people. I just passed a couple, the only people I've passed so far, who told me that the most scenic stretch of the Housatonic is actually from the boat landing downstream to the next boat landing. I might have to do that tomorrow. I'm just having so much fun drifting back at a leisurely pace. Can you believe I've been rowing for 6.5 hours? Yeah, that's kind of crazy, and I can't get enough. I want to do that second stretch from here down to the next landing. I'll probably do that tomorrow if I have time. I could just dedicate like every weekend, as long as the weather is good, to doing this. I am loving being on the water. It's like a whole new world of stuff I haven't experienced before. You know, my dad used to like to go canoeing, but he never took me with him. I don't know why he never included me on this beautiful pastime. But my van is about 100 yards down the stream here, so I'm gonna get back, pack up. There's other stuff I wanted to do tonight in preparation for my upcoming road trip. I wanted to buy some new stuff at Walmart, get my gear together, get some systems in the van all tested out, like my heater, all of that good stuff. And I need to figure out where I'm sleeping tonight. In addition to putting that kayak inside a contractor bag, I also got these broom holders from Walmart for just a couple of bucks. They're perfect for holding the oars. I feel like the shower stall is the natural place for this stuff to live. I can't believe I was on the water for 7.5 hours today. I guess time flies when you're having fun. And that's what boating feels like to me. It's just so cool. I did go to Walmart, get a few extra things. I got a bigger... I don't know how to sit when I'm talking to you guys. I don't know. How about this? I got a bigger dry case for storing stuff when I'm on the water. Like, what if I want to bring food or something? I feel like you want the biggest case possible. I also got like a new headlamp and some hiking gear stuff from Walmart that I've been meaning to get, just to tie loose ends on that. And if I'm going to be doing this in other states, possibly on the water where there are alligators, I need to like make sure I have the craft honed. You know what I mean? All right, I'm calling it an early night. I'll talk to you guys again in the morning. A new day, another stretch of the Housatonic River, that more scenic one. Sorry for the harsh midday light on my otherwise beautiful face, folks, but today I'm starting fresh and early at another stretch of the Housatonic River. This is right next to the historic train station, which combines some of my favorite things: abandoned stuff, heavy machinery, and boating. Yeah, this looks like a pretty good spot. This is a beautiful, meticulously landscaped pond, and I actually have a proper boat launch here. That's how you know I'm in a ritzy, hoity-toity community. This is Lenox, Massachusetts. This kayak fights you when you're opening it up, the ORU Kayak. It fights back. It's like Moby Dick, except my whale is, of course, black. I think I've found a new name for my kayak, folks. Moby Dick. The SS Moby Dick. This lake is incredibly beautiful. Woods Pond, except for the train station power lines kind of there. Well, the train station I like, just not the industrial stuff. And we're slowly spinning to downstream, which is a giant dam with a warning sign. So I think there's only one way to go from this launch. Either this pond is incredibly shallow or these seaweeds are incredibly tall. It's kind of jarring not knowing where the bottom is. Seeing as that bird-like thing is standing only up to its knees, I'm thinking this is a very, very shallow pond. I'm still not sure what that bird is. I thought herons were like bluish gray. That thing is all white. I mentioned yesterday how my boat always naturally spins around if I'm not paddling, so I'm moving, like I'm facing backwards, you know what I mean? It's annoying as heck. I tried turning the seat around, but I couldn't. I looked in the instructions. It's specifically designed that way, so if you don't do anything, you just like go backwards. That's, I don't know, I guess that's like another metaphor for my life, you know what I mean? I'm forced to go through life. Everything seems backwards to me, but I guess this is normal. Beautiful shot of Mount Greylock from here. It really does look like a whale on the horizon. Once I got out of that pond, it is absolutely gorgeous. I've learned the best thing about rivers is when they have lots of twists and turns. When you get into a straightaway, it's just like staring down the barrel of a gun. I just whip Moby Dick into shape and my arms terrorize me for the rest of the day. I want to go right underneath that narrow bit of the overhang right here, just so I can reach up with my hand and potentially grab it. Yeah, we're gonna go right over it. I don't think there's anything below the water, but how cool is this? Look, look, look. Boom. Another great thing about these overhangs is it gives you a way to anchor yourself on this river when you want to chill out, not flow, back to where you came from. I don't really have an anchor system on this boat. I'm wondering if it's worth rigging something up like that or just kind of going with it. I think I finally encountered a tributary of the Housatonic River. I may be able to squeeze through. This is barely wide enough. I have a feeling I'm gonna bottom out, but it looks like it continues on the other side. Oh, let's see. All right, I'm struggling. Believe it or not, I actually squeezed through that, but I'm in the shallowest little lagoon that I cannot do anything but sit on my butt and contemplate killing myself. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I need to get back on the Housatonic River. Decided to disembark in this little lagoon before I left it because there's one of those bird feeders you see from the highway. I've always wondered what's inside. Is anything living in there? Oh, the top is kind of nailed on or something. I guess it doesn't actually open. Oh, wait a second. Here's something on the side. All right, hopefully something dangerous doesn't fly out. Oh, look at that. Oh, something was in there recently. So now we know birds do in fact use those things. Not sure what kind of bird has white eggs as large as that. Now I need to do my little arm dance and get back through this very, very precarious isthmus or strait or whichever. Well, it is possible to get lost while kayaking. The blue painted on the All Trails map does not line up with reality here. I've gone down deep down some lagoon for like a quarter mile or so, just swamped with these lily pads, which is like trying to I don't know, row over gravel. It just keeps you dead in your tracks, and it's a dead end. So I think I have to go all the way back around. That's just something to keep in mind. I went around a bend and sure enough, I recognized the landscape. This is the boat launch where I launched from yesterday, and that's that bridge, New Lenox Road. So I'm gonna turn around. I haven't even looked at my phone yet to see how long I've been rowing, but there is almost no current here, so I can't just drift all the way back. This might go into the darkness. Just look at all the overhangs. It's such a beautiful experience drifting on these little meandering rivers like this. The light is getting so good right now. I've been on the water for, I think, 7 hours, if you can believe it. Just the drifting in the water, not having to use my brain, listening to the beautiful symphony of random things splashing, the crickets, the occasional gunshots, but like no motor sounds or anything like that. Yep, the heater's working. Actually, I'm gonna turn it off because it's not that cold tonight. This weekend, I shook down the whole kayak life that I've recently gotten into. Need to get that life jacket that is coming in a couple of days through Amazon. After that, I may throw in a few more things, but I think I've got my whole pack pretty much figured out. I am loving boat life, guys. It's like a whole new way of experiencing and seeing planet Earth. I do plan on boating the entire way down to Florida and back. That road trip starts 4 days from today. I actually went back to Boston a couple nights early tonight. I have to do a few more days here in the city before I can begin the whole adventure for work. Gonna try to concentrate on work tomorrow and not think about being on the water. In the meantime, I will see you guys in the next adventure, which will probably be the last video in Massachusetts for a while. All right, peace out, everyone.